Hello there. What's going on, everybody? Today we are going to be talking about some more Armada Clone Wars spoilers, and yeah, we've got the Separatist Squadron sheet here to talk about. If you haven't already seen the Republic Squadron sheet, I talked about that yesterday. We've got some Squadron aces to talk about, who's going to be in what. Also, some new keywords. We're going to be talking about all of that same stuff again for the Separatists today. Also, if you are new here, there's still time left to enter to win the $25 Amazon gift card giveaway. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my other videos. There's also a giveaway going for ARC Troopers all month long. That's ARC Troopers for Star Wars Legion are kind of hard to find right now, so I managed to come across a couple extra ones, and I'm giving those away. Same thing, but there's also a second giveaway for those. That's there's details on Crabbok.com. If you go to giveaways, you have to retweet or share posts on social media. So if you wanted to do that, there's going to be links down in the description for all kinds of stuff like that. If you're interested in Patreon or social media or Discord, if you want to hop in my Discord and talk and hang out, there's a pretty vibrant community there. And also that's one of the places where when I'm streaming Star Wars Squadrons, I usually will invite people from the Discord to play. Also, if you wanted to get like a mask or a gator neck or merch or anything like that, we've got masks, we've got gator necks, we've got shirts, we've got all kinds of cool stuff. All of that down in the description below. Be sure to check that out. Big thanks to all of you guys who have been supporting the channel, and thank you for everybody who's just watching. Appreciate all of that. We're going to jump right into this. So, what are we looking at? Some stuff was posted on one of the German sites, one of the Asmodee Germany sites, that had some of this, basically the assets for the Clone Wars Squadrons Pack. This is kind of like the rules insert that is going to be coming with this one. And in my terrible attempts to use Google Translate, it says something like this. The expansion pack starfighter squadron of the Separatists unleash swarms of droid hunters and Separatist pilots in the game world from Star Wars Armada and offers Separatist players a variety of mechanical bogies to overrun the Republic and to win the Clone War. All seasons, cards, and markers from this one, I think that's supposed to be squadrons. I don't know why they use seasons. It's probably something that gets lost in translation. From this one expansion pack are based on the rules of the game of Armada. Relays and cards can be changed at will with other ships, and from the Armada game world can be combined to the normal rules for the composition of the fleet apply. Anyway, kind of just a generic kind of starter page. The next section is kind of interesting. So if you notice in the Republic one, we had a whole lot of Jedi for the Delta 7. Here we have something a little different. If you'll notice, there's going to be 8 squadrons in here, but we actually have 10 cards, which is interesting. So they're doing a little bit more with this. It's a little different though, because the Jedi had 11 cards, so you're getting 8 cards here, which is probably appropriate. Not everything needs to be completely symmetrical, especially in the fact that these are going to be more swarm-based. So, you're getting 6 of all of the mini, 6 Belabelubs, 6 tri-fighters, 6 bombers, and 6 the vulture droids. So 6 vulture droids, 6 bombers, hyena bombers, and of course 8 of everything else. So you can build 8 squadrons, 2 of each. 3 minis will go on each flight stand in virtually the same fashion that all the other squadron packs, or at least the first couple of squadron packs, have been. The only difference is when a larger squadron has just a single miniature on the base. That sometimes happens, but that's not the case in any of these. As far as the actual cards here for the Staffelkarten, the Droidenjager Staffel? I don't know. In my last video, I got a little excited because new Armada news gets me a little excited, and I think I may have gone a little overzealous in some of my attempted German pronunciations. So I'm going to try to calm it down a little bit, and apologies to the great German people out there if I have offended you with my awful attempts at trying to say German words in maybe an over-exaggerated German voice. But that's going to be the Vulture class. So we're going to have the generic Vulture class, and then you're going to have a named for that, which is going to be DFS 311. Only one named for that one. Now, for the bombers, the Droiden Bomberstaffel, their Hyena class. That's going to be your Hyena class bomber. You have the Bactoid prototype and then DBS 404. So you're actually getting two unique named, it looks like, with the... I'm assuming unique name. They might not be unique names, as a matter of fact. If you follow... and I don't think we got a preview of them. DFS 311 does have the dot there, so we can actually see DFS 311. This was actually from the first Clone Wars video, so that much is interesting. But Bactoid prototypes and X-Wing, I believe, are limited, so you can they have the dot, but they're not necessarily unique. Like, you know, now granted, in Armada it's a little different because a unique squadron kind of represents more than just one fighter. So if it was a limited, like a Bactoid prototype was just a smaller squadron, in X-Wing where maybe you could have 2 or 3 of something, in Armada it might still be unique. It might just have the one dot. You might still only be able to run one of something, even if it's a droid, even if it's a unit that there might have been more than one of, you might be only able to run one squadron. Think of, for example, Rogue Squadron is a whole squadron, but if in Armada, it's just one unit, right? So it's kind of like that. So we have the 2 named bomber squadrons for the. I'm assuming the Droiden Jägerstaffel is the Tri-Fighter, and we have one unique or one extra one there, which is the Flak Afrock Prototypen, which I'm not sure that one's exact pronunciation, but it's a unique. And we don't have as much insight into those because we haven't seen that fully spoiled for X-Wing yet. But that is part of the next wave coming out for X-Wing. And then we also have DIS T81. So we have 2 named for the bombers and 2 named for the droid Tri-Fighters. And then the Belbalub, we have the generic Belbalub, and then, of course, General Grievous in the Belbalub. So it's about what you'd expect, but only the 2 there. So only the 2 for the Vultures and only the 2 for the Belbalub. Presumably, also, you're going to get some more Vulture droid options in the starter, in that core set starter, the Separatist starter. So really, the Belbalub's the only one you're really only going to have the one unique for. So everything else is going to give you more options, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm down with that for all of the options. We don't really know. I don't have previews of those in specific cards. Of course, when we get them, I'll be happy to talk about that. The new rules, however, is where a lot of the meat of this particular document comes into play, because we've got some new keywords. And now I want to thank Christoph for sending me this in Germany, by the way. But I also want to thank Lord Cola for doing some translation work from the Armada Discord. And what we've got here is the first one I'm going to talk about is the KI anti-Jaeger or KI capital ship, basically battery. What this first one is, it's 2 different keywords that kind of work the same. And to make this a lot simpler, rather than trying to read the full translation for that, I'm gonna just redirect you to the AI Anti-Squadron 1, which we can see on the Droid Fighter Squadron, the Hyena Squadron, or the Vulture Droid, and we got the Hyena Bomber over on the far side too, which you can kind of see it as AI Battery. So it's going to be AI Battery and AI Anti-Squadron. So basically, while attacking a squadron, if you are activated by the squadron command, you may add 1 die of any color that's already in your attack pool to your attack pool, which is nice. So in this guy's case, he is attacking a squadron. He would normally roll a blue and a black, but if he was activated with a squadron command, he'll get to add an extra die. And, you know, depending on what you've already rolled, you might say, hey, I need the accuracy right now, so I'm going to add the blue. Or if not, then you probably add the black. Well, so that's good. And that's a nice, solid keyword. It allows the droids to have a kind of a weak anti-squadron armament. I mean, only a blue and a black is kind of weak, but they have potential to do better anti-squadron, especially if they're activated with a squadron command. And then also, presumably, maybe there'll be more, like we've got other upgrades that can also increase squadron armament that exists. Although, granted, there's a lot of rumors of different cards that are going to be changed in the squadron pack. So we'll have to just wait and see how the anti-squadron armament scene kind of looks to really rate that. But overall, it doesn't seem like a bad keyword, especially for an 8-point squadron, right? You know, and we've already talked about some of the stuff that's been out there. But they're also the AI battery, which the Hyena bomber looks like it's going to have, is going to be the same as the anti-squadron version. Which basically what that means is if the Hyena bomber is activated by a squadron command, if it attacks a ship using its its battery armament, it will be able to add 1 die to that. Now it has the bomber keyword. If it's a black die, if it's got a black die, that means it can roll 2 black against a ship. For a droid squadron, which may be actually fairly cheap, that could be awesome. That could be really awesome. That could be like B-wing levels of awesome. I don't know if they're going to have the black die be able to add another one though, because that's wild. I mean, it might be a red die, which still can be awesome, but has a lot more likely to turn up nothing. Like I'm guessing it might be something like that. But we'll see. I mean, heck, the Vulture droids are red die too. So maybe the Hyena bomber will have a red die. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's exciting. Kind of wondering what it's, or maybe blue for the reliability. Like you wouldn't have a chance of any doubles, unless of course you did the squadron command, and then you have a pretty good chance at 2 damage, which is still really good. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna call it. I think the Hyena bomber will have a blue die for its anti-ship, which gives you pretty good chance of having 2 damage. Plus, there's no blanks on the blue. We'll see. We'll have to see. So that's interesting. We've got Oshwyken X. Oshwyken X is, I believe, Dodge. Yes, and basically Dodge X. And all that is that basically you can, whenever you're defending, you can make the other person reroll X dice, which is really, really nice. Especially, it's during the spend defense tokens step is when it triggers. So that's awesome, because that means like, oh, I'm sorry, did you already do? You have to do all your stuff first, and now now it's my turn. I'm like, even oh, you're gonna spend accuracies, no problem, because I'm gonna make you reroll whatever's left. Especially since we're seeing, starting to see more red dice in Squadron, like what you just saw in that Vulture droid. The chance for those doubles and just forcing people to re-roll them is nasty. So dodge should be a pretty good potential keyword. We've got Draufganger, which is the next one at the bottom on the left, and that is just grit. And that one is unchanged. Some of these are duplicates from the Rebel version. Like Espionage is Intel. I didn't realize this because I had tried to do my own translation, so I missed something. And since I posted my last video, a couple of people have talked to me, like talked to Lord Cola as well. Espionage or Intel is actually getting changed, and I feel like this is worthy of a whole nother video, so I'll probably talk more about Intel being changed and the impact of it. But in summary, Intel is being changed to not give everybody heavy. Instead, it gives your friends grit if they're engaged with the same person. So basically, it really, really changes the way Intel works, and is going to change an awful lot about how Squadron play is going to work. And I don't think that I have a problem with that. I think that it sounds like that's a change for the better, because it still does the spirit of what it still can potentially let people get away. So it means one TIE fighter doesn't just tie everything up. But if you now bring a big, a good sized screen in, now all of a sudden, you can still stop grit. Grit's a really balanced and reasonable keyword that I really like, and so I think it's great. I really like it. So I like the new Intel. So that's good. We've got Uber. The next one down is it's Relay. Uber Tragung. I don't know. Yeah. But that's Relay. Largely untouched. So I believe Relay works the same. It's Relay post the FAQ from 2 years ago. So it's not infinite range. It's just if you can be activated, you can extend that range a little bit for the X number of squadrons. We have another new one here. Schutzschirm. Schutzschirm. I'm not sure if I'm saying that too well, but that's basically like a fighter screen or protective screen. Translated for me to protective screen, but it's a screen. And basically, like my translation was something like, as long as you defend, receive you for any other befriend season without that keyword protective screen associated with the attacker in close combat, up to 3, dodge 1. that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So thanks to Lord Cola. Basically, defensive screen, if you come in and you've got other ships with you that don't have defensive screen, you gain dodge up to, basically up to 3, you can gain a dodge X. So dodge 1, dodge 2, or up to dodge 3. So you can basically force attackers to re-roll as long as you've got buddies with you that don't all have defensive screen. So like you probably wouldn't want a whole bunch of people with defensive screen all flying together. It basically means it's like kind of using team tactics. Like, we're gonna fly together. They're probably gonna go for me, but if I have you guys, flying in this defensive screen format that I'm telling you about, then I will be able to dodge their attacks. That's like the mentality of Schutzschirm, or so that's kind of a cool one. And then Scharfen Schutz X is just basically snipe. Translates into sniper, but the keyword in English is snipe, and that's basically the same. And I think that's gonna do it. I think that's everything. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully we'll be getting some new articles out soon with some more card previews. I wish we had a little more to show. But we'll get more. We'll get there. Dude, or dudettes. I don't like the word dudette. It's just, everyone, friends. We are a little over. We're like a month and a half, or less than 2 months from this coming out, right? Or ish. Like that's awesome. And as I knock everything over, I get so excited about more Armada, because we really don't have we haven't had any full like preview things. We've had like the announcement article, and that's it. We've had some live streams at Gen Cons. They talked about it at Gen Con, but they haven't talked about it at all yet. And like outside of that, really, like it was Gen Con, and here was all the Gen Con news bubble, and then radio silence. So it's nice to see little things leak. And hopefully I don't get in too much trouble over this, but it is what it is. It's out there, and it's already it's already public. It's already out there, so I'm just talking about it. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you today. I want to thank my patrons. If you guys are interested in becoming a patron, there's going to be links down in the description for Patreon, as well as other sites, social media, and my Teespring store. If you're interested in, it's another way you can help support the channel. So I want to thank everybody so much, and as always, have a great day.